gone through the first part of this system survey and planning, all right, which is to frame your problem and to identify is there a need or not. So the second stage is after you got your problem framed, it means that you know what is the problem and then you're sure that there is a need. There is a need for you to bring in a solution. Now, what is the next stage is the scope. And you know what is scope, right? Scope means you want to scope down what you're going to do, all right? You don't want to start to give a solution, all right? You don't want to start to develop a system where you don't have scope. It means you got a problem, right? Problem, maybe you want a system. You want the system to accommodate the e-wallet transactions. And then you want to develop maybe a RPA, all right, robotic process automation, using maybe UiPath to solve this problem temporarily. It can be something like that, right? I'm just making it up, all right? And over here, you need to scope down. You need to scope to what you intend to do. That is your intention, that is your scope, and that is the most important one, all right? Is it important over here? The answer is yes. Why is it important? We can see over here the reason why it is important over here. We have to make sure that the scope, all right, includes the process, what process you're going to cover. So for example, over here, where you deal with my example goes back to the e-wallet transactions, that is maybe the sales, the order to cash, all right, during the order to cash process, all right, that we want to tackle. That's the first scope that you're gonna highlight. Are we going to involve the hire to purchase, hire to retire, right? Hire to retire, hire to retire. No, right? Are we going to involve the procure to payment? No, also, right? Because our problem is specific. Our problem is specific to the part where you receive the cash from the customer. Now we are receiving it from the e-wallet, and the system cannot accommodate for these transactions. So you are here to solve this problem. You understand? But you don't know what to do yet. You know, you're just scoping down. You can do what you can create a bridge between the e-wallet transactions with your system. You can re-customize the whole system to attach the API, all right? That's the bridge, right? You can bridge with the e-wallet system. You can introduce again the whole system, right? You can rebuild the whole system for the whole process. That is where you do the scoping down here. First, decide the scope. Second, the functions. So over here, functions is what is the functions, all right, that you're going to do. What is the scope of the functions as well? So over here, just an example, all right? Function is to reconcile between the amount from e-wallet to the transactions of sales that you have in your system, all right? In your company system. You get what I'm trying to say? You got what I'm trying to say? I hope you guys over here okay? You guys over there at the back there okay? All right? Okay. Then we're going to identify what data that we're going to involve yourself with. Over here, it goes back to how you define again, all right? How you define. So we're going to be seeing maybe the transactions from the e-wallets, all right? And we're going to identify who are the users that are going to involve in this thing. So maybe they are the person working behind, all right, the accounts receivable department, okay, something like that. I'm just making it up, all right. And this person might be accountant A, all right, that deals with these transactions from the e-wallet. They're going to reconcile back to the system. Or it might be specific to that level, all right, up to that level. The organization. So here is, does this evolve only in certain part of the organization? That's one, all right, certain part of the organization. And number two, does it involve only these particular organizations? That number two is this one, all right? Because if you're looking at a big company, MNC means that they have branch. They have branch, right? So does it also involve the branch in B, all right? In the state B, all right? Does they have the same problem as well when they're going to reconcile the transactions from the e-wallet? Are they facing the same? Or maybe country B, all right? But maybe country B, they are not fond in using the e-wallet. They only use cash, all right? It can be, all right? Have you known that in certain country, there are, or not countries, all right, in certain place, all right, certain place, they prefer cash, all right, because of the trust on the cash is more than trust on the system. It goes back to that thinking, all right, it goes back to that thinking. I'm just trying to cook the book again, all right, and also the technology that evolved in this project that you're going to develop. We are starting the project already, all right? We are starting trying to scope down your project already, all right? What are you going to do? What are you going to offer? You are scoping down what are you going to offer, and then in which area. These are very important in your project. In your project, you need to be very clear to what you're going to scope down your project, all right? Later I have it over here. I will just go through with you if I have time, all right? If not, then this lesson itself is a guideline for you to refer to for your project, first part 1. Your project got how many parts? I think there's like 6 parts, is it? I put in. Part 7 is conclusion, all right? Enjoy doing it, all right? Enjoy doing it. Do you enjoy doing it? You should start this week already, all right? According to the plan. According to the plan, you should start by this week already. This is the first week of you to gather around in your group, all right, to start to tackle the first part. You can do it later when you want to submit, also fine, all right, if you are the kind of person that can do it, but I would recommend you to start now, all right, following the lesson, so that when you reach to the week of week 9, all right, week 9 on the chapter 7, you should already complete your write-up already, all right, those kind of thing, or maybe you should already have the skeleton of what you're going to present in your project. And also what you should exclude. This is important. From the problem, sometimes certain problem, all right, it goes back to the technology. It goes back to the technology over here. Get the star. All right, it goes back to the technology. If you don't have the technology, means you're going to throw into the exclusion, all right? Say you cannot do it because you don't have the technology. These are the important bits that you need to highlight. But what are the solutions around this, or what are the benchmarks that you're going to put yourself into, all right? That one, you need to be very specific. Because it's a project, right? I would expect that it is rich in the content that will be related back to the case, all right? Means you can use all the time to search for the information. You can use all the time to explore and argue critically, all right? Very easy, all right? With AI Empower, you can just use the AI. However, my advice to you is you must be the one that give the point. You must be the one that give the point. You must go and discuss, and then within your group, you discuss, you get the point. Maybe the point can be generated, but from the generated point, you must discuss from there in depth within your group. And then you identify what kind of scope that you're going to move into, all right? And what kind of solution that you're going to suggest, okay? And okay, this is the first part, which is the scope. The second part is the objective. Our objective goes back to this one, all right? You remember this one? I think you have learned this one, right, in management. Do you remember this one or not? A project must have an objective, must have, not an objective, but have objectives, right? Must have the objectives, and remember the objectives that you learned from management. Have you come across this before, this abbreviation? Ada? You guys? No? Or forgot already? Smart, all right? Be smart, all right? Be smart in your objectives. It's the same, all right? This is the same old thing that you have learned in your first year of your course, all right? And exactly the same thing, all right? It's exactly the same thing when you want to have a project set up. You need to have the scope, and then you need to have the objectives, all right? Objectives is, for example, to ensure that the person that records the e-wallet transactions is easier, all right? You will solve their problem without using maybe the Excel for them, or the objectives can be like this, all right? But it must go back to the 5 requirement over here, which is being specific, correct? Let me just specific. Then we have measure, right? Measure. Measure. What do we have some more? Achievable, right? Achieve. How to spell achieve? A-C-H-I, right? Achieve. A-C-H-I, right? I-E. Achieve. Achieve, right? Achieve. Train my English as well, right? My English is very bad. It's very bad, right? In the sense that my spelling doesn't work. It's achievable, all right? And then it must be relevant. Is it correct? Relevant. L-A or L-E? Relevant or relevant? L-E. Okay, my English pass, huh? And finally is timely or time bounded, all right? Timely or time bounded, depend on how you say it, but you know it, right? So the objective must be smart, all right? Simple as that. Later in your project, you have to do that as well. You need to set your scope. You need to set your problem first, all right? Set your problem, set your needs. Not set your needs. Set your problem, all right? Set your problem. Then you can say that you, from the document review, the one that I give you from the document review, you can state the needs from there, all right? There's the needs. That's how you're going to answer. Later I'll show you down here, all right? Then we have the scope down, which process you're going to evolve or what the kind of thing. It's a mega project, all right? This is a mega project. It means that it involves you in 3 villages, all right? That you're going to solve this problem. Best team, if the best team with the best development, all right? The best of the best, all right? might get just something from me, all right? Might just get something from me. But you guys, if you reach up to that highest level, you might just get something from me. But if you guys are just within the range, then there might be no one to get something, all right? Just put that in mind, all right? Okay, and okay, this is it, all right? This is the two-part scope and objectives. Now let me go down